with business guys and goes, guys, this is what we're trying to do. How can we do it? Let's all work together. And they came up with all these different plans. Like they came with the first plan ever that an employer who had a part-time employee could offer part-time insurance. Nobody's ever been able to do that before. But they created a plan because the insurance companies agreed to it. Because the business owner was like, you know, we want to offer insurance, but I can't offer it to my part-time employees. I don't have enough money to offer full insurance to a part-time employee. So they came out with like, okay, this plan, you know, it subsidizes it. You know, you will need to pay 30% of their insurance as a part-time, and that's legal. And the insurance companies agreed to it. But they'll give this much coverage for a part-time employee. And if they had 2 part-time jobs, they get 2 part-time things, and you go. You always can choose your own person. So they created like 60 plans. Part-timer, stay-at-home mommers, full-timers, full-time corporate, full-time small business, all these different plans, and the individual got to choose which one they wanted. But it's still through the private sector. The government nothing went through the government. It was just something. This is where people say it has to do with Obamacare, because the government subsidizes it. But I don't disagree with, because this is what Romney says. Romney goes, for everyone who's bagging me that for doing this, they go, oh, it's universal health care. It's universal health care. First of all, it's not. It's completely privatized, and there's tons of plans. It's not a one person pays the same, everyone pays the same amount. He goes, everyone will pay into this. You have 2 choices. Pay into this, or you will not be covered for free. Everyone's already covered for free. We already have universal health care. You go to the hospital, you're getting covered no matter what. There's a law that says you will get covered. If you're going to use that, you will pay for it. There's nothing for free. There's no more free loafers now anymore. You will have to pay for it. So each person, according to your salary that you make, you will have to pay something towards this. So they're like, oh, he's a socialist. He's making it pay. No, he's just saying if you're going to be part of this, you need to pay your share according to the type of insurance you have. So if you go, I want a part-timer, then there's a certain amount you're supposed to pay towards it. And then the government covers the rest. So poor people, if they go, hey, I only make $200 a week, $300 a week, he's like, okay, under that bracket, you need to pay $50 a month. And it's a mandate, but it's not a mandate, because it's not a mandate, like it's not a law. But if you don't, you won't be covered. So if you go to get something done, you're not covered. The state will not let you have it.
That's where they say it's like Obamacare?
Well, see, what happened is, yeah, because they said it's mandated or whatever. But it's not, because how fast is it going? Good, I see. But it's just, it's completely privatized. But see, here's what happened. Here's where Romney went wrong. Is this bill got drawn up. There are 9 parts of the bill that he vetoed. That, penalty if you don't have it. Penalty if the company lets employees not be insured. So a company, like, to assure that this guy pays his fair share, as a company, I'm supposed to take it out of his check. It's kind of like a state tax now or something. So that they, and if the employer doesn't make his people pay the tax for the health insurance, then he gets fined. It's like, oh look, it's mandate. But he vetoed that. But he vetoed all of them, but it still passed 98%. Because they're all Democrats. So it was getting passed no matter what. Whether he vetoed the whole bill, it passed 299 to 2. Only 2 people voted against this. Even though most Republicans voted for it. Yeah. But because it was completely built differently. Now, 8 years later, it's got so much more entitlements. Democrats added to it, so now it's just, it's probably similar to Obamacare, because that's what they made it, do. But the original bill itself, I would have voted for. So it sounds like a good bill. Yeah. Nobody should get some for free. So the only way to do it, if you had the ability to say, you don't pay, you don't have insurance, you don't get covered, you die. If you have the ability to say that, then who cares? But you don't. It's a law that you have to cover. So why can't it be a law that you at least have to have minimal health insurance, like you have minimal car insurance? Yeah. You should have to. If you're going to accept that right of, hey, if I get hurt, I'm going to the hospital, and I'm going to, take a subsidy from the government.
Get my story straight, my friends are in the bathroom getting